Hi, my name is Steve Gubb, and I've had the pleasure of being at Rainbow Valley for nearly 40 years, and I've been surrounded by some fantastic business partners, one of whom is here today, Dana Tesler. And I thought I might ask Dana some of the questions that are posed to me when I meet with clients about how we bill for our services. Dana, maybe you can introduce yourself and tell a little bit about what you do at Rainbow Valley.
Sure. So I'm Dana. I've been here 30 years and been doing this specific job the whole time. So billing is what I do and who you contact if you have any questions or concerns about your bill. So the billing system we've developed at Rainbow Valley is a progress billing, and at Rainbow Valley we do a detailed progress billing. So you are only going to be billed for the time worked, materials purchased, and subcontractors who worked on your project during the prior month. Other contractors sometimes do a percentage of completion. Some contractors take a deposit and then they work through that money and then ask for another chunk of money later on. We at Rainbow Valley feel that this is the most clear, honest, and straightforward way of billing. So on or about the 10th of each month, you will receive in the mail a billing statement and then supporting documentation for either the design or construction, or in most cases both, work done during that prior month. So the first thing that you'll see when you open your bill is the billing statement. The top line will be prior amount due. The second line will be any payments we received. This is also where the retainer that we take gets applied, and then the outstanding balance. And 9 times out of 10, the outstanding balance is 0. So we just go down the bill and we list by department the charges incurred in that month. And the very last line is credits and miscellaneous charges. So if a project manager wants to credit the client for any reason, that's where that would show up. And occasionally there'll be a charge. I'm not right now thinking of what those would be. More often than not, it's a credit. And then the bottom line is the total amount due to Rainbow Valley. So then the second thing you'll see is what we call a design invoice. And that details each designer's time, any permitting costs, any plotting costs, any extra additional costs will also related to the design job will also be on this design invoice. And then after that, if your project has gone into construction, you'll get a very detailed construction invoice. And on that, you'll see all the crew on your job, everybody who worked on that job, and their amount of hours and their billing rates, and then all the materials used, any dump trips, mileages, any costs associated with your job will be detailed on that report as well.
I've seen you in the office working after the first of the month, and it seems like you and your staff are really working hard between the 1st and the 10th of the month. When's the bill due? And maybe you can talk a little bit about what happens if payments aren't on time.
So that's a great question.
Yeah.
So yes, we are very busy at the beginning of the month. We receive all our employees' time cards, the billings from our suppliers and subcontractors, and we get that all entered and processed. The employees paid, the vendors paid, the subcontractors dealt with. And then at the same time that we're doing that, we're also preparing the client bills. And those are, our goal is to get those in the mail by the 10th of each month. So on around the 10th of the month, the client receives the bill. And then we ask that bill be paid by the 20th of the month. And the reason for that is because we've got this such tight turnaround, it helps us cover our cash flow.
Uh-huh.
So, and this in the instance where a client is not comfortable with that type turnaround,
or if they've got to go liquidate funds or something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that we can do a couple different things. If it's just a matter of a day or two, just give me a call. We'll always can work everything out. Or if it's going to be towards the end of the month, we have this thing we can do where we take 25% of the contract as a deposit, which allows the client a little more time, and we keep that deposit in their bank or their account, so that and that's applied to the final bill, and that allows the client a little more flexibility about when we get paid.
So you can either pay on time as the bill arrives, and that's just true cost accounting and cash flow, or you can prepay a deposit and just keep that deposit going each month.
Right. Yes.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that clients ask me when I'm out meeting with them is credit cards. Can we take credit card payments at Rainbow Valley?
It would be so easy if we could.
Yeah.
No, we don't take credit cards. We don't. The administrative fees associated with credit cards make it pretty cost prohibitive.
Yeah, what people don't realize is our margins are pretty thin, and so if we had to pass through the cost of the credit card fees, those margins would have to go up. So we'd like to be transparent and hopefully have everybody be able to not have additional third-party fees added to their costs.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
At Rainbow Valley, one of the things I've heard said many times is that we're very client-centered, and I think as it relates to the billing process, what that means is that while we do have contracts and we do have late fees and we do have the standard documentation in our contracts that businesses have, I think you'll find that Dana and her staff are very personable and very willing to discuss with you unique circumstances if you need to work something out. As long as we're in good communication, I think you'll find the billing process to be a fairly painless experience.
Yeah. Communication's key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.